To understand the best practices for Axie Infinity breeding cooldown chart, it is essential to first comprehend the basics of the game and its breeding mechanics. Axie Infinity is a popular blockchain-based game where players can collect, breed, and battle creatures known as Axies. The breeding cooldown chart is a crucial tool that helps players plan and optimize their breeding strategy. The breeding cooldown chart is based on the energy system, which determines how often players can breed their Axies. Each Axie has a certain amount of energy, and breeding consumes a specific amount of energy. The energy replenishes over time, and the cooldown period varies depending on the Axie's breed count and the player's level. To use the breeding cooldown chart effectively, players need to understand the concept of breed count and its impact on the cooldown period. The breed count refers to the number of times an Axie has been bred, and it significantly affects the cooldown period. As the breed count increases, the cooldown period also increases, making it more challenging to breed the Axie. Here are some best practices for using the Axie Infinity breeding cooldown chart. First, prioritize breeding Axies with low breed counts to minimize the cooldown period. This strategy allows players to breed more Axies in a shorter period, increasing their chances of getting rare and powerful Axies. Second, plan your breeding strategy in advance using the cooldown chart. This involves identifying the Axies you want to breed, calculating the energy required, and scheduling the breeding process to minimize downtime. By doing so, players can optimize their breeding process and make the most out of their energy. Third, consider the energy system and the cooldown period when selecting Axies for breeding. Players should focus on breeding Axies with high energy and low breed counts to maximize their breeding potential. In conclusion, the Axie Infinity breeding cooldown chart is a vital tool for players to optimize their breeding strategy. By understanding the basics of the breeding mechanics, using the cooldown chart effectively, and following best practices, players can increase their chances of getting rare and powerful Axies, ultimately enhancing their gaming experience.